to Burning the Hatchet.
I'm Gillian.
I'm Aleesha.
And I'm Shruthi.
And today we're here with Mr. Dimitriou, who is currently a 12th grade ERWC teacher at Washington High School. Mr. Dimitriou, how are you around spicy food?
I don't know. I think I like spicy food, but I don't go for the spiciest. So we'll see. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous about this.
We're gonna start with the orange one.
Okay.
What is your favorite book of all time?
Good question. When people ask that, I like. Okay. I'm embarrassed that I like pretentious books, but I'm also proud that I like pretentious books.
Yourself.
So, my favorite book of all time is Ulysses by James Joyce. It's the modernist novel. I like it because it does so much within its pages, and each chapter is its own narrative style, its own science. There's a color associated with each one. It's one day, and each chapter is an hour. And it really opened my mind to what novels could do and how experimental they could get, but also still be good writing. Not experimental where they lose that essential element.
Our follow-up question is, what's your least favorite book of all time?
My least favorite? I'm trying to think. This past year, I didn't have any books that blew my mind. I'm trying to think if I had any least favorite from this year. Don't know if I do. I could talk about overrated books.
Yeah, okay, what's an overrated book?
My hot take, and I think To Kill a Mockingbird is an okay book, but I think it's overrated. And as an English teacher, and I no longer have to teach it, I think I can say that now. So yeah.
Wait, this is one, right? Cool.
Yeah, you do a little bit more.
Oh. Okay. Let me choose first.
Okay.
You've taught at multiple levels of high school, right? Which level is your favorite, and do you care to expand on that?
Well, I teach juniors and seniors. So I've taught every grade level. I like different grade levels for different reasons, but I think I can easily say I like seniors more because that is the dominant class I've taught every year. My style of teaching is more question based. I don't like to sit up there and lecture the entire time, and with freshmen they can be kind of doe-eyed and scared to have that, because that freedom is not comfortable. It's not a worksheet that you can just give a prescribed answer to, and so then I become a little bit more uncomfortable because I don't, that feels too formulaic for me. Sophomores are fun because they think they know more than they do, and that adds a fun mix to it. I've never taught junior year English, but I teach pure resource, and so I have juniors now. So I can't fairly say whether or not junior year would be more fun to teach, but yeah, seniors.
Okay, and my follow-up question is, what is it like being married to a fellow teacher?
Summer's off, very nice, very, very, very nice. So my wife just moved school districts, so she's in Irvington now, so boo. But we get the same holiday breaks now, so planning's a lot easier. And yeah, it's nice, we commute together. It's about a 45-minute commute, so we listen to audiobooks together.
Aww.
We just finished 1984, which I've read because I teach it, but she's never read it before, so it was fun to get her perspective. I quizzed her with my quiz. She got one question wrong. But yeah, she did pretty well. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I feel I should expand more if I'm not saying enough.
That's so perfect. That's so
all right.
That's really adorable. Oh. Second bite! Oh my god.
A what?
Yeah.
Second bite. He went in for a second bite.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it?
That's a good one. I like that one better.
Okay.
Okay. I think it keeps getting better.
I like it.
Yeah.
It was the spiciest when it first hit. It's not getting worse over time. Okay, my question. So you have run Berkeley Model UN before, so how was that experience?
Running it or Like,
Well, first running it, and then we can go with
okay, like, all right. Yeah, I'm sad this year that we didn't get into like or off the wait list for D-Mon. Which I'm very surprised that we didn't. We like registered even earlier than we normally do. It's just like I think post-pandemic, like now all the MUN clubs are kind of like full steam and they weren't like ready for the amount of signups. I really like love that program, that club. When I was in high school, I was in MUN, and I feel like I learned a lot about the world through that because it's pretty much like role-playing current events. And so, yeah, I think I learned more in that club than I did in my history class, which I love, but like because I was like applying myself in this and role-playing as a certain country, I really felt like I learned a lot through that. So, yeah.
Is it chaotic, like having to deal with all of the students though?
This year it's a lot bigger. There's a lot more moving parts. Like is BMUN chaotic? So we do like a weekend trip to Berkeley MUN, and like last year was very chaotic. To no fault of our students, but like I think other students. There was other students from other high schools. I think my dad's high school that were out after curfew, and there was a resident of the hotel that yelled the next day at my students. And then we complained to the hotel, and they tried to talk to the guy. The guy was like really like outrageous, and so yeah, we got that guy kicked out of the hotel, which was very exciting. And we like while that's happening, we're talking to the police. This other advisor that came in from I think out of state walks into the hotel and sees police, and he's like super excited and like relieved. He goes up, he's like, hey, like, I don't want to bother you, but like, if you have time, I would like your help. And he's like, some of my students are being held against their will at a gelato shop. And which is like a very outrageous thing to say, right? And the police officer is like, yeah, we'll get to you. And just turned back to us. And I was like, that seemed more pressing. And the guy just seemed completely fine with leaving his students abandoned in a gelato.
Held hostage for what?
So they weren't really, well, they were locked in a gelato shop. There was an unwell person trying to break in and was like being very aggressive towards the students. So, yeah. Join BMUN, it's a ton of fun.
It's just gonna happen. Okay, fourth wing.
I would say not good in taste-wise.
No. I can feel it. Okay.
Wow, a second bite in everything? I'm so proud of you.
Everyone. Okay. You've worked a normal job before you became a teacher. What did you do? And did you like having a normal corporate job better, or do you like being a teacher better?
So this is a normal job.
Teacher, definitely teacher, but I think it's valuable, or I think I needed an experience outside of the classroom before becoming a teacher. So my wife's a teacher, both my parents, my sister, it's like a family of teachers. So I think I always kind of knew I wanted to go into teaching, but I wanted like my own like, like pathway to get there. In college, I think a fun job, well, that's not relevant. After college, I did sales. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Sales was a pretty accessible job, and I felt like I could learn a lot on the spot. A lot of like good communication skills. I think one of the things I've applied to teaching is if you're asking a lot of questions while you're trying to sell something, like that usually engages the person a little bit more. It shows that you care, and you can like attach the whatever to that person and their wants, right? And so I try to use that in the classroom because I think that's a little bit more engaging, a little bit more fun, and that's more my comfort zone. It was a fun job until it stopped being fun, and I like stopped caring or like believing in what I was selling. Like at first, I like drank the Kool-Aid. Sorry, and then like that one's not like spicy. It just like made me like very bubbly, not pleasant. Yeah. I liked it until I didn't. I met a lot of people. I think I learned a lot about myself through that and put myself in uncomfortable situations, which I think is great for growth. And then like after doing that for 2 years, I was like, I felt ready to teach. Yeah. Probably not, yeah.
I don't know.
I think everyone should have a weird job before they like set their. So I don't know if like sales was weird. It was out of the park. The other one I was gonna say, when I was in college, my other jobs, high school I was a Greek dance instructor.
Ooh.
Oh.
That was fun, Greek folk dance. And in college, I was a dishwasher for a sorority, and that was fun. I became the assistant house mom, or the assistant to the house mom. After that, I got promoted. It was exciting.
I want to do that so bad. That's me. That's literally
Yeah?
me. I want to do that.
Which part?
Just being like a house mom.
House mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have some connections.
Hey! This is great. This is now a job opportunity.
Yeah, lots of free food. It's great.
1, go.
If you traveled back in time and saw you in high school, what album from any time period would you give to them?
Okay. That's a great question. In high school, I feel like my music tastes have stayed. Like I think my favorite bands in high school. Okay, that's kicking out. Have stayed kind of relatively where. I forgot what I'm saying. My like top 2 favorite bands still remain my top 2 favorite bands from back there.
What are those?
LCD Sound System. Hot Chip's great. How do you know I like Hot Chip?
We did some research.
Oh, okay. Hot Chip is up there. They're the band I've seen the most live. But LCD Sound System, whew, and Radiohead. Those are 1 and 2
Okay.
for me. I think if I were to give, I think the best 2 albums maybe since I've been in high school, which has been some time. Alex G, God Save the Animals, and Black Messiah by D'Angelo. I don't know if you guys know either of those bands.
I know Alex G.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. D'Angelo is great. Excellent. Sorry. Like neo funk, like new funk. Yeah.
Wow, that's burning my tongue.
Burning questions and burning.
Why did I agree to do the hardest one?
I think the spicy doesn't bother. It's like the bubble
bubble, yeah.
guts
No,
is
yeah.
like
Oh no, I don't
unpleasant.
care about that. That's my top.
I have IBS, so I'm gonna be running.
Wait, this
out.
is not
Mm,
funny.
yeah.
Me too, twin. My follow-up question is, you dressed up as Phoebe Bridgers for Halloween a few years ago.
Mhm.
Why do you love sad songs so much?
And keep in mind, we say this as
As
Phoebe Bridgers
Phoebe
fans.
Bridgers,
Like,
yeah.
we love
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
Oh, like big, huge, yeah,
We-
huge, yeah.
we-
I felt like a
dress up as-
little bit of a phony because I know we've talked about
Yeah, we
Phoebe
have.
Bridgers. I hadn't listened to the Boy Genius album until last night.
Oh,
It's
yes?
great. Yeah. Definitely have to like listen more.
Oh yeah.
A bit like this is like the season for me where I catch up on all the albums that like came out and like I look at I try to create my own like best of album list. So yeah. Why do I like sad music? I mean like kind of like sad books are like the best books, right? So sad music is gonna be the best music. I like LCD Sound System more than Radiohead because like the lyrics are still very sad, but like the tempo, it's like sad music you could dance to, and I think that's like the perfect type of music. And like that kind of contradiction or juxtaposition in the music is like excellent. And if you can find that in like any type of art, I think that's the best type. How did you guys know I dressed up as?
Actually, that was a me thing. Last year I was in Mr. Boyce's classroom, and I'm a big music nerd, and so I was like, you should play Phoebe Bridgers because I want to be sad. And he was like, oh, like I, don't really get into her. Mr. Dimitriou dressed her up for as her Halloween one year, and I was like, I kept him mental.
He revealed my. Have you seen the TikTok thing or?
No.
He revealed my secret. So that was over Zoom.
Oh.
The dedication.
Dedication, yeah, longtime fan. And yeah, dressed up as her and I guess a student like took screenshots of it and posted it on TikTok. I woke up the day after Halloween, and I got a text from my friend that was in Chicago at the time.
Oh wow.
And they saw on Twitter this video of me, and apparently one of my students posted it, and then someone retweeted it, and it made its way on Phoebe Bridgers' Twitter account. So I was like, I was TikTok / Twitter. It was a pretty wild experience, yeah. And then she started, like, I was one of the first ones she posted, but then she's posted a bunch of people that dressed up as her. I was like in the top ranking of Boy Genius.
Oh, okay. Unpopular opinion? Lucy Dacus, Julian Baker, Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh,
I'm
Unpopular
sorry,
opinion.
I'm Phoebe first. I'm a Phoebe Bridgers.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's just me.
You don't know this much about them, do you?
I'm probably Phoebe, Lucy, Julian.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say my thing. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
You have thoughts, and you're just too
I
scared
have
to share.
I thought this was called Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Where we have hot
No,
takes.
just-
Okay.
I don't know if that's a
Say
phrase.
it.
Oh, you think I'm gonna get mad at you? Is that why?
No, Phoebe's last.
Mm.
Phoebe's last. Julian and then Lucy.
Very
Okay.
good. Yeah. I got to see Boy Genius live in June with my dad.
Oh yeah.
That was super, super cool.
Yeah.
So one of your favorite bands is Hatchet.
Yes.
So what songs would you recommend for someone who wants to get into them?
Oh, okay, good. I made a playlist
Oh.
for like an intro to Hot Chip because
The receipts.
I like their albums, but like they're not necessarily like an album band.
Because when we talked to Mr. Boyce, he made us listen to one of their songs. Did you listen? You know
I rock with it.
I'm not sure, but it was really good.
I rock
Yeah?
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking.
I would say like Flutes or Motion Sickness.
It was you.
Start with the album In Our Heads. In Our Heads is like their best album, I think. And you can go through it. One Life Stand is also very good. I know I just said don't listen to their albums, but their albums are good. Flutes and Motion Sickness are on In Our Heads. Let Me Be Him is also on that album. And like front to back, it's a solid album.
Alright.
Yeah. The first question on music, like what would I give my high school self? I think I would add Big Thief.
Oh, that
Big
is so
Thief
true.
and like all their like projects are excellent.
Last and final
Here we
question.
go, I guess. Countdown or something?
Okay.
3,
3,
2, 1.
Okay.
Ow, my ears!
I don't know where I went for the second bite.
Yeah. I didn't either.
No. I'm taking my jacket off.
This is worse than me.
I need more milk. Please, somebody give me more milk. How do you think you as a teacher changes the world?
Change the world. That's a good question. Like obviously, like I think in any job you want to have like a positive influence. But like I don't want like. I think like overstating my ego, like how much influence do I have really, right? If I can add like a little bit of positivity to the high school experience or like ask interesting questions, that feels like a job complete. I very much disliked high school when I was in high school, and if I can avail that a little bit for other students, that seems like a positive.
Okay, if only to distract myself, I will say,
Yeah.
I think teaching has such a big impact, like genuinely. I feel like the way that we're taught in schools a lot of time is just to like memorize stuff, and like school is where we like first start getting inspiration for what we want to do with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like some step that you take before you get to where you actually want to go. But really, you're spending so much time here, and it's so important to have good role models.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if only to say, like, I think that you do have a pretty big impact on
Thank you.
students as well.
I guess I don't take compliments well, and I don't like speaking like, so like much about myself, or like this is my impact, right? I'm so important. I mean, I think it's going from sales to this. Like I knew I couldn't do a job that I didn't like believe in, and I believe in teaching and like the importance of it and how like needed it is to like have support structures and to be to give people interesting questions to grapple with and help them with that. Yeah, and so, I don't know. I think being passionate about your job and curious, I think teaching like fuels that for me. So I selfishly gain a lot from it. Like, I can't think of another job where I could be endlessly creative. I think of my job as often like creating games and new angles and ways of looking at things for people. So yeah, I mean, impact. I mean, for me, have a lot of fun. Like, I think that like bare minimum. But if I can also, while I'm having fun, make it also slightly a more pleasant experience for others, like, then that's my standard.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dimitriou.
Yeah, of course.
This is honestly, I love Mr. Moore. It's just a little bit more optimistic than his.
Yeah,
Because we did end with his asking if he thinks the world is doomed, and he said yes. So,
Yeah.
That's
great.
Thank you so much for coming
Of
on.
course.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for letting us torture you and ask you a bunch of
That was
questions.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Wow.
Yeah.
I have spice just like hit my throat.
Thanks, Colin.
So I really enjoyed the Sophic struggles episode. I was wondering, have you guys read Sappho?
I haven't. I need to.
Yeah.
I think I read like a couple, like
Yeah.
little like
Versus.
verses.
Yeah.
But
I mean, she exists in fragments. The version that most people read is the Anne Carson one, but she's like pretty like true to form. She doesn't want to like fill in the blanks. She wants it to be in fragments. But I recommend starting with this version, and it's an actual poet like translated it, filled in the gaps, and then like explains it on the side and like gives like context. And so this is my I'm dedicating it to the pod. Okay. So enjoy it.
we now have a reason to actually cry.
Can we all touch it and like look at
There you go.
I love that.
This will be the what's it called? The
We
part.
got mail?
Oh my gosh.
But enjoy, yeah. It's I think a lot of people think like ancient texts are inaccessible because they're so old, but I think because they were like the first people doing it, they're actually not like as hard to access. Like they were for a broader audience at that time, right? So I think you'll like it. Should be fun.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. Enjoy.
This question I won.
This is
Wait, can I see that?
It's so. You're kind of out. Hang on.
Do you want
It's gross.
Disgusting. I hate it.
Okay, you can go. You can go.
Go?
Yeah.
Go. Give me a shoes. I got a lot. Yeah, it's doing a little bit.
I'm really sorry. Wait, I don't want to do this.
Oh, it's bad.
It gets worse.
So bad. I'm telling you, I literally cried.
Why is it bad?
Oh, everybody say thank you, Mr. Dimitriou.
Thank you.
Everybody say we love you, Mr. Dimitriou. We love you, Mr. Dimitriou.
Oh my god.
Okay.
We're thriving.